Hey everybody, how y'all doing? And I'm back with a very special video. Believe it or not, it's a return to Just for Giggles. If you guys remember that series I did some time ago, which never got anywhere. So I kind of dropped that and I decided to bring it back, but I'm going to rename it. Instead of Just for Giggles, where I talk about random topics ranging from, ranging all over the place. Well, I decided to just get rid of that and just focus more on movies and cinema, okay? So this is more like a cinema roundtable discussion topic. There's a biting question I would love to ask, and of course it's going to be the topic where I'm going to tell you guys my statement, and then I'm going to give my argument about it, and then I want to hear yours, okay? Or if you're interested in it, okay? Because I want to hear because I know a lot of people like to talk about certain big what ifs around the movie industry, big movie buffs like us, big what ifs or how to do this or whatnot. Well, mine's a little different, okay? So I'm going to explain where I'm going with this. So, but anyway, with that little thing out of the way, so I just want to talk movies in this new Just for Giggles relaunch, okay? But it's not going to be called Just for Giggles, all right? So this is where I'm going with this. Okay, so a little over a week ago, I finally saw the new Mummy movie, as in the Mummy movie from 2017. The movie that starred Tom Cruise. It was their attempt to relaunch and rebrand the Mummy movie, and then essentially kickstart what was supposed to be the Dark Universe, aka trying to bring in classic horror movie monsters into this kind of shared universe, kind of like the Marvel Expanded Universe. And of course, sadly, this movie flopped. And of course, just like I'm going to speak for myself, so as everyone, including my girlfriend Caitlin, because we hated this. We absolutely did not like this. Okay, I don't know what it is with the remakes and modernizations of classics, but we don't like it. All right, and that's where I'm going with this. And this is the big question I want to ask everyone: should classic horror classic horror monsters be modernized? My answer and solution to that is a big fat no. All right, because here's why. Okay, I believe earlier this year, before this COVID hit, I discovered that there was going to be a Jaws remake in the works, or rumored, and that Spielberg was willing to produce and direct. And of course, this article talked about possibly bringing it into the modern age. Okay, so I had split feelings on this, but after a bit of a short discussion with some people that talk on my Facebook that talked about it, everyone would agree with me is that if you're going to modernize something, it's not going to work. Okay, because here's why. Okay, think about all these classics. Okay, where was Dracula? Where was Frankenstein? Or Jaws, or any horror movie from that era, the movies that we all saw growing up, the ones that scared us to death, okay? Because here's the thing: they all have a very unique lore to it, okay? Because it worked for the time period, it worked for the 30s, it worked for the 40s or the 70s, okay? Because that's when it really resurged, okay? I call it the Bronze Age. If anyone disagrees with me with that term, I think you know where I'm going with. But anyway, they all had certain elements that made us fear. Because here's the thing: if you're gonna take the story and modernize it, it's not going to be the same, okay? If you're going to try to modernize Jaws, it's not going to be a horror movie. It's going to be more of a horror, adventure, suspense movie rather than a thriller monster movie, all right? But then again, it could work, but it's not going to be Jaws, because it's just going to be a completely different vision and a totally different way that we see that movie. Because when we look back at it, because we see what made it famous, where it was the cool special effects, where it was the cool props, like the fake shark in the movie. We all know it's fake, but how they pull off is just fantastic, and that's what made each of these movies famous. When it comes to the Mummy, it fell flat because there was a lot wrong with this, and immediately right off the bat, a lot wrong. One, it wasn't set in Egypt. Two, it was set in London. And three, no, the main character was not Imhotep or Karis, which is a big slap to the face. face, because if you're gonna make a movie, especially a mummy with a familiar character, and all of a sudden you introduce this new one, that's not a good way to go for it, okay? You're gonna piss off a lot of fans, and a lot of fans were pissed off, okay? And yes, this movie was an attempt to bring some new life into it and create something new. It's not gonna. I can tell it wasn't gonna work out. I saw that they dropped hints in the movie of this expanded universe because I watched it. We saw, okay, they're gonna do like the Creature from the Black Lagoon. We could see Dracula, and of course Bride of Frankenstein, which we're not. I did some research. That was gonna be the planned sequel. Sadly, that's not gonna work. And of course, I'm gonna admit this right now. Bride of Frankenstein is a freaking classic. That should not be touched, okay? Even Boris Karloff's daughter herself actually told me that nothing's ever gonna match up to it. It should be left alone, and I freaking agree with her. Leave the past alone, okay? That's what you do, okay? Because who knows, okay? I know things have changed since in the 80 some odd years of cinema, okay? Instead of using practical effects and makeup, we got CG, and now everything's CG these days. And of course, I'm gonna be one of the main people that say still with faces that it's super overused. It's dumb. We get, okay? We got use it for everything. It doesn't need to be used, okay? And you use it sparingly, okay? That's how it works, okay? Okay, the practical effects is what makes it amazing, okay? Like, let's see, movies with practical effects would be, amazing practical effects for the modern age would be Mad Max Fury Road. But of course, that's a topic for another day. That's an action genre thing, but of course, I'm focusing on horror, all right? But yeah, I really don't want to see any of these classics be modernized. But of course, then again, there's been several Dracula remakes over the years. There's been several Mummy remakes, and there's been several Frankensteins made over the years, okay? And of course, here's the thing. I noticed there's a lot of similarities in all of these, okay? So, hear me out, okay? So, the first one was set in the 40s, just like it said, or the early 1920s, where the time period was. The Hammer remake still kept that, but changed the name because they wanted to follow the Karras mummy from Universal, which was technically a separate spinoff. Okay, which is fine, and I still think that is one of the best mummy movies I've seen. Okay, well, because it had a good strong cast, it had great expo to explain everything. As well, and let's see, Universal set the bar. The Hammer version raised it. Okay, the Universal '99 remake I thought was good, but they put a little action adventure spin on it, which of course I think kind of put some people off. But hear me out here. I actually enjoyed it because it perfectly blended the creepy, the supernatural with the adventure elements, okay? And with Jerry Goldsmith's score, that really honed it and brought it home to me. And also, the visuals and practical effects, believe it or not, there were some practical effects in that movie that really made it stand out, okay? Then, if you look at the 2017 Mummy, it's all just CG, very little makeup, very little practical effects. The settings look like something that we've seen before. Okay, it's essentially they modernized it, but add a bit of a steampunk element to it. If that makes sense, because I've seen a little bit in there, but it just turned me off. But the Universal makes the '99 Universal Mummy look fantastic by comparison, which in a way I think is a good thing, but who knows? Everyone can debate me on that. So yeah, the only way that you're gonna make that a modernized version of the Mummy or Dracula or Frankenstein would work is if it worked as a sequel. Here's a case in point: Dracula AD 1972 is one of my favorite movies in the Hammer catalog. And also one of my favorite movies in general. Go find my top 30 movie and look for that. All right, all my top favorite 30 movies, and you'll find out, because it was continuing a story arc that started in just like the book. But now, of course, the Hammer universe kind of, like how I say, oversaturated and just kind of went off the rails and strayed a little bit from the source material. but it still delivered a good enough story with Dracula as the main villain, okay? Dracula in AD 1972 really worked. It's a damn good story because it's continuing something that's because it's continuing the legacy of both Van Helsing and of course Dracula, of course, and they explain how Dracula gets resurrected into that modern era, and that scene is just absolutely bone chilling. And I might have reviewed it on my channel. If not, I'll talk about it right now. Like, how can I say this? So apparently, this guy named Johnny Alucard, who's that alluding to? Had an idea for his friends, said, hey, let's do something fun. So he invites them to this abandoned church, and he says, guess what? You're all going to take part in this. Who wants to be my sacrifice? And then all of a sudden, they realize this got too far, and they realize, oh shit, that he actually resurrected Dracula, but they don't know it. Oh my God. And it kind of works. And then, of course, Van Helsing, oh my goodness, realizes, okay, now I got to carry on the lineage of my family. And like both Pierre Cushing and Christopher Lee, moments to shine in that movie. And to me, that is a good modernized version of Dracula. If you're going to do it with, say, Frankenstein or The Mummy, I have yet to see anything like that. And in a way, if you want to modernize it, you might want to say, okay, make a mummy's curse, okay? Say it resurrects every 100 years, okay? There we go, all right? But I still think you should stick to the source material. But here's the thing. You don't want to go too out of the norm because then it's just going to drive people away. But you still want to keep the scary, creepy atmosphere, but don't focus on much of the gruesome aspects and focus more on the villain, the character, or something, or the antagonist. Okay, protagonist, antagonist, which is essentially what Dracula AD 72 did, which was focused on these two famous characters, and which would carry over into its sequel, The Satanic Rites of Dracula, which is an okay conclusion. But there you go. There is a fine line where it could work. But here's the thing. You don't want to ruin it, all right? Because if you do, then you're going to, like I said, you're going to turn people off. You're going to piss off a lot of people. You're going to lose money. And the way Hollywood's going now, they are really running out of ideas, okay? So, to Hollywood, get your heads out of your asses. Stop, put that joint down. And listen to your fans, listen to your critics, listen to people, and listen to what they want. If they want to see a good adaptation of a classic horror novel or an adaptation, make it, okay? Let them be in charge, okay? Find someone that will really connect with the audience, okay? In a good way, okay? That's how you do it, okay? And another thing. If you're gonna do a actual virtual adaptation of the novel, which of course there's been a million Dracula movies that almost follow it to a T. Focus on the book. The book writes the frickin' script, and I've noticed that it's in not just horror movies. I'm talking about Twilight. I'm talking about Harry Potter, okay? It's because Hollywood doesn't listen. The visions of Hollywood always clash with the writers, and that is a problem, okay? So, to Hollywood, wake the fuck up and listen, all right? Enough of that, my rant. Enough of that, okay? I'm sorry to keep you all waiting, but so there you go. Here's my reason why I don't think classic horror movies should not be modernized, okay? So if you think otherwise, I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your thoughts. That does for today on this inaugural flagship episode. So stay tuned, folks. Thumbs this video, subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for some more awesome, exciting videos.